Hello again, welcome to a new program. Well, good morning. How are things going? How are things going? I hope everything's going fine. I hope everything's going fine. I wish you the best. But for now, for the next 25 minutes, English. And I want to finish where I left off yesterday. Well, I want to continue where I left off yesterday with page 65, paragraph number 574. The fourth paragraph on the page. Are you ready? We did this paragraph yesterday, but I want to dwell a bit more on this paragraph. To dwell means quiero morar un poco más en este párrafo, si es de inglés, como un buen morador. To dwell. Como well, estoy bien, gracias, con D delante, dwell. Dwelling es una morada, mi humilde morada. My humble dwell, se dice, my humble dwelling. But to dwell on something means parar en ello y fijarse en eso durante unos momentos. I want to dwell on the fourth paragraph. I used to get a lot more exercise than I do now. Antes conseguía más ejercicio, en inglés conseguir ejercicio. Necesito hacer más ejercicio. I need to get more exercise. Necesito hacer más. I need to do more exercise también. It's correct. I used to do more exercise. I used to get. Se dice más get que do. I used to get more exercise than I do now. I used to get more exercise than I do now. El I do, en español ni lo dices. Antes hacía más ejercicio que ahora. O sea, pero I do now es antes hacía más ejercicio de lo que hago ahora. Okay. I used to get more exercise than I do now. Yeah. I don't know why, but I can't find the time. Así se, I don't know why. A ver. I don't know why. I've lost my place. But it seems, parece que no puedo encontrar el tiempo. But it seems that I can't find the time to go to the gym or to take walks como antes, like I used to, like before. Nos vale like before, pero la gente dice más like I used to, como antes hacía, like I used to. I don't know why. Curioso. Antes tenía tiempo. ¿Dónde ha ido el tiempo? I used to find time. I don't know why, but I can't find the time to go to the gym, or take walks like I used to. I need to get back into shape. I need to get back. To get back is volver de regreso, llegar de regreso. I need to get back into shape. O sea, ponerme en forma otra vez. To get back into shape. Volver a ponerme en forma. I need to get back into shape. The day before yesterday, I had lunch with 3 other people. And one person said, no wine for me. I'm going to drink water. So I said, well, Jose Manuel, water? He said, yeah. He said, ya estoy en onda cero. What? Sí, ya estoy en onda cero. Sí. ¿Qué es eso? 101.3. O sea, 101 kilos. Y 3, no sé qué. Oh, okay. I said, well, you need to go down to Vaughan Radio, which is 100.4. Okay. I said, no, necesito bajar a no sé qué emisora que es 87.8. Okay, .8. All right, so, in any case, to get back, he said, I need to get back into shape. It's a problem for people at my age. It's a problem. Because to reduce this is not difficult. But if I reduce my stomach, I lose 5 years of, estás bien, are you sick? You know? And that happens. I remember in Vaughan Town, one of our residential programs, there was a young lady with a beautiful face, beautiful, wow. But she was big behind. And she said, well, if I reduce behind my face, I lose my face. So I have to make a decision. She decided for the face, and I agree. All right. Okay, McKay, where are we? To get back into shape. To get into shape. Yes. Ponerse cachas. Bueno, cachas no, pero estar en buena forma física. All right, to get into shape. En este caso, get back, volver a ponerse bien. To get back into shape. One more. Page 65, 575, in the middle. Don't turn on the lights. No pongas las luces, por favor. Don't turn on the lights, please. Don't turn on the lights, please. Don't turn on the lights, please. I have a splitting headache. To split is partir en dos. To split is partir en dos partes iguales. Ahora, tengo un dolor de cabeza partiente, o sea que me parte la cabeza en dos. All right, I have a splitting, alguien me está llamando. I have a splitting headache. I have a splitting headache. And prefer to sit in the dark. And prefer to sit in the dark. Yes. Yeah. I suffer migraine headaches. And even the slightest bit of light makes the headache worse. I'm receiving a lot of messages here. It keeps coming in and it keeps lighting up my screen. Somebody is writing me a message and it keeps coming again and again. I don't like cell phones. I don't like cell phones. I don't like to talk on a phone. This type of phone. Talking on a normal phone, fine. But you don't find normal phones anymore. It's a dying breed. So talking on I just don't like this. I don't like these objects. And to send messages, people in my generation, we don't have the patience. Whoa, with the little. Some people very fast. All right. Let's get back to our English. Don't turn on the lights, please. I have a splitting headache and prefer to sit in the dark. I suffer migraine headaches, and even the slightest bit of light makes my headache worse. This is true of people who suffer migraine headaches, migrañas. Una migraña, una jaqueca de este tipo, we say, un dolor de cabeza migraña. A migraine headache, a migraine headache. Se puede quitar headache. I'm suffering a migraine. Pero se suele decir todo, a migraine headache. Migraine headaches are very, very strong. And usually it's one side of the face and head, or the other side. It's very, very strong. Some people suffer it for 2 days. And some people for 6 hours. But it's terrible, I know. Because I have suffered slight migraines. And slight migraines are very, very bad. And so, but usually people who suffer migraines are very intelligent people for some reason. They suffer migraines. And the light has a strong impact on people. The people who suffer true migraines usually stay in the dark. And this person too. Don't turn on the lights, please. Don't turn on the lights, please. Don't turn on. Don't turn on. Enlacemos. Don't turn on the lights, please. I have a splitting headache. Se dice mucho splitting headache, means una cabeza que no veas. I have a splitting headache and prefer to sit in the dark. Estar aquí sentado en la oscuridad. To sit in the dark. I suffer migraine headaches, and even the slightest bit la más ligera cosa, luz, the slightest bit of light makes my headache worse. And this is true. I don't suffer migraine headaches anymore. I've told the story. ¿No te acuerdas la historia? You don't remember the story? Boom! I found a trick. Some migraine headaches, or some headaches, are provoked, I'm convinced, by the release of tension. The release of stress and tension. Release es la liberación de la tensión. Release, to release es liberar. También es liberar de la cárcel, to release somebody from prison. To the release of tensión. I suffered for many years, for maybe 10 years, I suffered the executive flame-out headaches only on Saturday. After working during the week intensively, on Saturday, I slept in. I had to sleep until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Got up, breakfast, and I noticed a slight headache. Slight. 3 hours, 4 hours later, it was a terrible, intense headache. Every Saturday. Sunday, no. Only on Saturday. Usually with 2 aspirin on an empty stomach, que no es recomendable, but with an empty stomach, 2 aspirin. But sometimes no. And every Saturday. And so I made a decision to try something. During the week, during the working week, every morning I got up at 5:45, 5:45. And I had a coffee or breakfast, took a shower, brushed my teeth, shaved and everything, got dressed, and went to work. Okay. Monday to Friday. So I decided that on Saturdays, instead of sleeping in, sleep in is dormir tarde. Instead of sleeping in, I set the alarm clock for 5:45, same time as during the week. Got up, made the coffee, took a shower, got dressed, but not dressed for work, got dressed in normal. And then started reading a magazine or a book or whatever. And I didn't have a headache that day. The following Saturday, I did the same thing. Didn't have a headache. So for a period of only 3 months, only 3 months, I followed this routine of getting up the same time as during the week. And I never had a headache. Then one Saturday, I didn't do it. I slept in, and I didn't have a headache. I have never had a headache again since then. Never. It was a 3-month period, 4 months maybe, I don't remember. And that was it. And I've never had that problem again. I eliminated that type of headache. Now, occasionally, I have a headache, but it's different. It's in the center of my head. And usually, if I drink too much wine, if I drink more than a half bottle, depending on the type of wine, con más taninos o más no sé qué, then I have a headache. But it's a different headache. And I know the reason. It's wine. All right? So, you can try it. If you suffer migraine headaches, migrañas, if you suffer migraine headaches, try. Look at your routine, the routine you have during the week. And look at, maybe you can find the activator, the catalyst of the migraine, because of some change in your routine. or something you eat. Take a register of what you eat, and maybe you can discover the catalyst or the activator of your migraine headache. I don't know, but it's querer es poder. I mean, try, at least try. Ya vi a terminado. Now I finished this. The next one, used to. I used to get a lot more exercise than I do now. I used to. Siempre vuelvo a used to. Yeah. I sleep less than I used to. I used to sleep a little bit more. Now I sleep about 6 hours a night. I used to sleep around 7 hours every night. Yeah. Now I do this program with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8. Hay ocho, no? There are 8 lights. Now, there used to be only 7. El de allá, el de acullá. That was not there. Okay, no? Yeah. For some reason, Marta has put an extra light over there. Is that true? Yeah? All right. Yeah. So I used to give this program with only 7 lights. I used to, but not anymore. Now I give it with 8 lights. Cuesta más. It's more expensive, with electricity. I'm not going to tell anybody. Say, hey, Marta's using extra electricity. So, I used to. You know, there are 19 pencils. I used to have 20. A pencil walked away. Yeah, the disappearance, the mystery of the disappearing pencil. All right, we'll write a book. But I used to have more pencils. Yeah. I used to have different books here. Some of the books there, but now I have other books. I used to have others. I used to live in the United States, but not anymore. I used to live next to the Retiro Park, but not anymore. I used to live near the Plaza España, but not anymore. I used to have dinner out often. Cenar fuera, but not anymore. No. I used to read a lot, but not anymore. I used to be the manager of this company, but not anymore. Yeah. Things I used to do. The United States used to be British colonies, but not anymore. Texas used to belong to Spain, but not anymore. Texas used to belong to Mexico, but not anymore. Texas used to be a republic, but not anymore. Officially until 1821, that's 203 years ago, Texas, what is today Texas, was part of the Spanish Empire. But officially in 1821, the international bodies recognized Mexican independence. Mexico gained independence from Spain before 1821, but it wasn't recognized officially until 1821. So starting in 1821, Texas became a part of Mexico, a province of Mexico. And the government of Mexico decided to invite people to this area. You see, Mexico was basically, this was Mexico. Okay, this was Mexico. And Texas, que era más pequeño, Texas was here. All right, in the north. Here's the Gulf of Mexico. Here's the Pacific Ocean, Mexico, and the province of Texas. Okay. Now, nobody lived here. There were Indians and missionaries Spanish missionaries. That was basically it. All right. And so the government in Mexico City wanted to promote settlements in Texas. More people. We need more people, to plow the land, to grow things, to produce, to generate wealth. And so they made a big mistake. They sent information to Tennessee and Kentucky, 2 states. The movement of the United States was from the east to the west. And the people in Kentucky and Tennessee were pioneers, pioneros, que habían atravesado los Apalaches para llegar aquí. They'd come here. And they sent information inviting people to come to Texas, and they gave them land for free. For free. Tierra gratis. Pero hay que trabajarla. Okay, you had to work it. And so a lot of people came down to Texas. Now, these people were very, very different from the people in Mexico and the politicians in Mexico and the people in Texas, the Indians and the missionaries. These people were pioneers. They were rough, free people, una libertad total. And they came here, and Mexico City applied Spanish-style bureaucracy and rules and laws, and very quickly they rose up. To rise is elevar. El sol sale por el este. The sun rises in the east, but to rise up, que parece redundante, ¿cómo es subir arriba? To rise up is levantarse en rebelión, alzar un alzamiento, levantamiento. And they rose up against Mexico. In a question of 10 years. And finally they won independence from el General Santa Anna. Yes, Santa Ana Pérez de Lebrón. And so they won independence in Texas in 1836. 188 years ago, they won independence from Mexico. And from 1836 to 1845, a period of 9 years, Texas was an independent republic. The only state in the United States that was a republic. And then in 1845, the state joined the Union and became, I think, state number 22 or 25, I don't remember. And so Texas became a state. Okay, a little bit of history. How much time do we have left? Not too much. All right. ¿Qué iba a hacer? Okay, no, we'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll start with Vaughan World. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about this young lady, Nancy Johnson. She is Philip's wife. Los niños no van a salir con el pelo negro, eso sí. Okay, yeah. And but I'm going to talk about Nancy. A few days ago I spoke about Philip, and now tomorrow I'm going to talk about Nancy Johnson. An interesting lady who has a kind of a boring life, I think. She's an interior decorator, but she lives in Lincoln, Nebraska. There's nothing to do in Lincoln, Nebraska, except decorate homes and raise her children, take care of the children. Yes, but in the future she's going to receive a job offer from Robert Redford. George Clooney. George Clooney. And she's going to decorate George Clooney's new house in Aspen, Colorado. But we have a lot of stories to tell before we reach the moment in which Nancy Johnson spends some time with George Clooney in Colorado. But I don't have time to get into the story now. The only thing I have time to do is to continue with used to. Yeah. I used to have 20 pencils. Now I have only 19. I used to have 7 lights. Now I have 8. That door used to give us problems. ¿Te acuerdas los problemas con la puerta? Era imposible cerrarla. It used to be impossible to close that door. Now it's possible. But we used to have big problems. And Marta and I used to do this program in a different studio, about 70 meters from here. Now we have this studio, which is a good studio. Yeah, the other one was a good studio too. Which one do you prefer, this one or the other one? You prefer this one. There's more space here para sus trastos. Yeah, there's more space for her things. Te ha hecho una pena por ahí. Oh, she needs it. Marta, you need to tidy up a little bit that, okay? So, used to. So we used to be in a different studio. But I can't continue now because I have to go. See you tomorrow.